Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Notice how you feel when you come into a room and it looks different than what you were expecting. So just adjust. Be open and receptive to new things. We were talking about creativity last week, right? We were talking about using our power of imagination and allowing divine ideas to flow through. So you are sitting at a divine idea. This is actually the fruition of a divine idea. Lots of pieces to the idea that you're going to experience today. Thank you for wanting to be part of it. I'm going to invite you because it is kind of a weird setup that if you see people coming in and going like, I don't get where I need to sit, and you've got a chair by you, just wave to them and they'll come over and plug in next to you. So keep your eye, well, don't keep your eye on the door too much, but you get it. Be a good host. And I'm Kity Benson, if I haven't met you yet. I'm the minister here at Unity, and this is our band, High is Good. Yes. And very special, oh, yeah, I'm kind of ringing. I don't know if you can hear in the room there, Vadim. Very special group of people joining us today, and that's our Unity choir back on stage, so give them some love right now.
Welcome, highest good singers.
Come on up and let's sing a song or two, shall we?
Good morning, everyone. Hey, Vadim, can I have just a little volume on my vocal? Singers, how you doing? How are they looking? It's lovely to have you. I invite you to stand as you're able. And we'll sing this first song together. We have some words to this, don't we? Here we go. Up and down, spinning round. Seems things are changing almost every day. Up and down, spinning around. I found my way, centered in the peace of God. Centered in the peace of God. Sing that again. Oh, up and down, spinning around. Seems things are changing almost every day. Up and down, spinning around. But I find balance, I found my way. Centered in the peace of God. Centered in the peace of God. There is clarity, there is wisdom, there is abundant grace. Centered in the peace of God. Centered in the peace of God. Up and down, spinning around. Seems things are changing almost every day. Up and down, spinning around. But I find balance, I find my way. Centered in the peace of God. Centered in the peace of God. There is clarity, there is clarity, there is wisdom. Abundant grace, centered in the peace of God. Centered in the peace of God. There is clarity, there is clarity, there is wisdom, there is abundant grace. Centered in the peace of God. Here we are. Centered in the peace of God. Here we remain. Centered in the peace of God. God, yes we are. Centered in the peace of God. Oh, how do you like all those big, beautiful voices over there, huh? This next song we'll do is fairly new. I think I probably sang it as a special a while ago, but now it's for all of us to sing. Together. Gather together, holding on tight, here for each other, we are love and light. You hold my hand, and I hold yours, here where we are, the dark is no more. Shining, shining, the illuminating holy fire, aligning, aligning. We are taking this world higher, this world higher, with our love and light, love and light. Love and light. We are love in action. We are love in action. The hands and feet of God, living peace and passion as we walk our talk. You hold my hand, and I hold yours, here where we are, the dark is no more. Shining, shining, the illuminating holy fire, aligning, aligning. We are taking this world higher, this world higher, with our love and light, love and light. Love and light. Oh, shining, shining, the illuminating holy fire, aligning, aligning. We are taking this world higher, this world higher, with our love and light, love and light. Love and light.
Like the little snazzy. Cool. We got it going on here, Unity. All right, let's just take a moment. Oh, sorry, Vadim.
Hey, Kitty, could you take that and just...
Like that? How about that? Can you hear me now? No. Can you hear me now? No. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? We killed it? Okay, here it comes. I can feel it. It's coming. A little bit. Oh, a little bit too much. All right, let's just talk. How about some prayer? That'll do it. All right, let's just turn our thoughts inward. Where the light is, where there is no darkness. God is light, and in him is no darkness. Only the light is real. We take a moment to just allow that presence of light to fill us from within out. A light that shines on our path where we know where we're going today. A light that softens any fear, that releases any darkness, and allows us to be the goodness of God expressing. This is the truth of who we are, and so now we let it be. Amen. And will you help us speak our invocation? The words are up here on the screen. Ready? There's only one presence, and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And so it is. You may be seated. Anybody got a seat? Raise your hand if you've got an empty seat next to you, please.
We're grateful for that light, that love. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I'm grateful. I promise in this moment I keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I'm grateful. Sing that again. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I'm grateful. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I'm grateful. I am 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 grateful. Sing that again. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Thank you. 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 I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I'm grateful. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I'm grateful. I am grateful. Thank you. 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 I am grateful. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I am grateful. Thank you. 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 Thank you.
Thank you. Ooh, I don't need that. They thought of everything. We have roadies. When was the last time we had a stagehand? Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Weren't they just beautiful? Didn't that just sound gorgeous together? Thank you. Thank you. So happy May. Can you believe it? How did that happen? I don't know. I love May. You know what I think of May? Both my parents had birthdays this month, and so they're celebrating birthdays in the big sky. But I also think of Mother's Day in May, which is why I think of our co-founder of Unity, Myrtle Fillmore, because she was known as the mother of unity. So we're going to talk about Myrtle this month. And when you look at her, we're going to show a quick video here so we can have the volume turned way up on this because it's a really petite voice coming out of this woman. You just look at her and think, oh, what a sweet little old lady. So let's listen to the sweet little old lady first, and then we'll come back. Now, she's praying a prayer. I'll tell you later, but oh, you want to start over? Okay, great. So this prayer that she's praying is not something she wrote. Hannah Moore Cohouse wrote it, but Myrtle made it famous. So let's take a listen. The words are at the bottom of the screen.
God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. I now am wise, I now am true, patient, kind, and loving too. All things I am, can do, and be, through Christ the truth that is in me. God is my health, I can't be sick. God is my strength unsailing quick. God is my all, I know no fear. Since God and love and truth are here. Amen.
Amen. What a sweetie, right? Yeah, that was something that I think was recorded early in the 1900s, right? Maybe just when we first discovered sound. But I got to say, Charles was ahead of his game when it came to technology. So he'd be thrilled that we were live streaming today, trust me on that. And you know, as sweet as she looks here, I would call her a hardcore metaphysician, because she really was the first in Unity, even before her husband, to step into metaphysics, to start to learn about what it was. She would explore it, she would read about it, she would practice it, she'd pray, she'd meditate, she would apply it in her daily life, she'd teach it to others. And she was the one that really started implementing metaphysics in her life. And it's a word that we don't talk about often, but the way that she delivered it was coming from both head and heart. You know, Charles was kind of known as the head, the intellect of the two of them, and she had a way of speaking from the heart. But the content of what she shared was absolutely the core of metaphysics. And we're going to speak about her for this next month. But today I wanted to focus on this topic that ties in with our gallery opening. So does anybody know what the theme is for our gallery? Commune. Yes. And so we asked anyone who's an artist in our congregation to bring in a piece of art that spoke the word commune to them, whether it was with nature or with relationship or with the deepest part of themselves. And as they began to show us visually what it means to commune, I want to share with you today what Myrtle thought it meant to commune, because really communing is the core of metaphysics. To understand the spiritual principles of the universe and to live them means to commune with God, to experience a oneness with God. So one of the things that we know about her was that she kind of knew how to do that naturally as a child. I want to share a little story with you from a book. There's a few books written about her. This one's called Myrtle Fillmore, Mother of Unity by Thomas Witherspoon. And right at the beginning, he says, after breakfast with the rest of the family and after chores were completed, Mary Caroline, which is actually her birth name, but her dad came up with this Myrtle name that stuck later on. So Mary Caroline would retreat to her favorite place, a shaded nook along the banks of Big Walnut Creek, where she could rest beneath the willows and oaks and watch the small animals and listen to the warbling of the birds. Mary Caroline would tuck her hands under her head with her face turned upward, skyward, and soon she wasn't there at all. No, she would be way up among the fleecy, changeful, melting clouds. She would be among the swaying branches of the green trees, among the birds that sang and soared, among whatever there was up there to be among. Somehow, she would seem to be one with all that was. And then suddenly her soul and body would be reunited, and she'd be aware that the process had taken place. Mary Caroline wondered how she got out of her body and how she got back in, and why she could not always be up there, mingling with it all. When she thought about her body and how it was so often filled with pain, the trees, the birds, the clouds would seem to lift themselves away from her, and she'd feel all lonely and shut in. But when she thought of herself as free from her body, and how she was both without and within it, and how she was undoubtedly one with the all, sharing life with all things living, sharing beauty with all things beautiful, sharing joy with all things joyful, how glad and happy and how free Mary Caroline became. And then her soul soared again, free and unfettered, and she consciously blended herself into the one. Have you ever heard of the word astral projection? I think she had that going on. That she was able to experience life outside the confines of the physical body. And for her, that was what it meant to commune with God. And that really is the core of metaphysics. You know, she was raised in a family that was very religious. Typical Christian that believed that the traditional idea of God on a throne, far away, separate from us, and also punishing, had a place set aside called hell for those who weren't worthy. Myrtle never was able to buy into that. She loved her parents, but she was not able to sing with that song. Because when she was with nature, when she was out in the hills and with the streams, she was feeling the omnipresence of God. She knew that there was not a separate God far off somewhere. So she had a lot of time out in nature, but her passion was more than just nature. She actually had a passion for education. She wanted to learn. She actually, okay, kids, you're not going to believe this, but she actually stole her brother's textbooks so she could learn about math and science. Just saying. Wanted to learn about math. She'd take problems to bed with her at night, reading from the books, and then she'd tuck them underneath, and she'd go to bed, and she'd wake up with the solutions. So she wasn't messing around. She wanted to learn. And as she continued to do that, she started to take learning into her life actually as a career path. She became a teacher in her young adult years. And she started teaching, and then she started joining literary circles, because that was a big deal. The different types of literary circles, which is exactly what she was looking for. Because these people, they didn't have TV, they didn't have the internet back then, they just had books. So they got together in circles and they would read books together. They tended to read books written by the transcendentalists, like Ralph Waldo Emerson and Thoreau, and all those people who thought like she did about God. They were writing very poetically, but they were basically saying God in all things. And finally, she found some peeps that she could relate to, and they would talk about this kind of thing together. So as she was doing this, she was starting to live into these ideas, and she met Charles in one of those literary circles. They wound up getting married. Both of them had grown up facing health challenges, but now they were trying to take these metaphysical ideas and apply them into their life. So I mentioned her as a metaphysician. How many of you have gone home and somebody said, so who's your minister? And you say, oh, she's not a minister, she's a metaphysician. Anybody say that about me? No? Okay, just an option, if you really want to get their attention. A what? A metaphysician. So I found an interesting description online of a metaphysician by Catherine Collot, up here on the screen. If physics is the study of the physical world, describing the properties and interactions of physical objects, metaphysics is concerned with describing the principles that make these objects and properties possible in the first place. Did you get that? A metaphysician studies the fundamental nature of existence and, this is a good one, how to change physical reality by working with the principles, powers, and things that underlie it, especially the mind or psyche. Have you noticed that that's what we do here? I mean, when you think about it, we're talking about changing our physical experience by using metaphysical principles. That's what a metaphysician does. Congratulations, you have your degree in metaphysics. So Myrtle started to shift health-wise and a lot of different ways in her life when she started to understand her reality. She'd grasped as a child that God was more than just a being, but she hadn't quite grasped her own reality of what and who she was. And early on, she read the scriptures. She knew what Jesus said, "Do not call anyone on earth Father, for you have one Father, and he is in heaven." What was that telling her? If her Father is of spirit, she is of spirit. She learned from Paul when he wrote to the Hebrews that by faith, we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was made out of what was not visible. I don't know if any of us really think about that. Although a quantum physicist probably does, that what we see is made out of things that are not visible. She is of spirit. Everything around us is of spirit. And she started to understand what that meant for her. Her reality was completely different. She was coming into this new level of understanding that it wasn't just the presence of God everywhere, even though we can't see it, but she too was an expression of that presence of God as spirit. So as she's looking beyond the physical, she's starting to realize that the foundation of her being was God. That's a big shift for most human beings, right? She wrote a prayer in 1897 that I want to read to you, and then we're going to take it apart today. So she's getting this new understanding of all is of spirit. So this is what's making sense to her. I do not believe in evil. I believe in good. I do not believe in sin. I believe in truth. I do not believe in want. I believe in abundance. I do not believe in death. I believe in life. I do not believe in ignorance. I believe in intelligence. There are no discords in my being. Being is peace. My faith, understanding, and love are becoming one. And what therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. That was really something extraordinary for a person to say out loud, put it in writing, and share it with people at that stage of life. It's even extraordinary today. I mean, we have physical evidence to prove her wrong, don't we? So there's something going on here that we want to understand better. What Myrtle was doing, if you know the Gospels at all in Jesus' stories, remember him talking about separating the goats from the sheep? One was good, one was bad. She's doing that metaphysically. She's separating out that which is not of God from that which is of God. And she kind of had a thing for theologians who said that they believed these spiritual truths, but then turned around and said something completely the opposite. So here's what she said about that. The religionist starts out with the great axiom, God is all good, all power, all wisdom, all presence. Then, when he takes up the problems of life, he introduces false quantities and establishes false theorems. For he says, there's a quantity in life called evil, which I'm adding the voice myself, which equals good in power. Now, this is Myrtle's voice. Now, do you see what a mess he makes of it when he goes to form an equation? There's that mathematics. He started out with the axiom that God is all and God is good. Good plus evil is both a logical and mathematical absurdity. Love that. Where good is, evil, its opposite, cannot exist. Does that make sense? And if good is where? Everywhere? Yes, there is no presence or power or being called evil. Now, my darlings, you and I are just like those theologians when we sit here and we talk about this on Sunday morning, and it's very possible that by the time we're eating our tacos today, we might be saying that there is evil in the world. How do we do that? Just talk about what's in the news. Yes. Talk about anything in your life that appears to be a challenge, that appears to have power over you, that you are afraid of. What's going on in your life that you just talked about to someone this week that feels overwhelming to you, and you are giving it its power? That's the only power that those negative experiences have, is what you decide it has and what we talk about. So there is not a power called evil. Jesus said there can't be a city or house divided against itself where it can't stand. A quantum physicist will tell you there's only a single field of unified energy. That's God. That is God expressing. So, okay, single field, it's all good. How do we apply this? We have to start by not saying, I am afraid. It's okay to acknowledge fear, but to give into it and say, this has power over me, is basically opening the door to it. This is why I think David said in the Psalm, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. It's those simple statements we've said all of our life, and yet we haven't really let it sink in for us. There's a scripture that says, if God is for me, who can be against me? Right? Okay. So when we start talking about enemies, we're going to have to shift a little bit. And I'm going to take this prayer of hers apart so we can see where she can actually get away with saying what she's saying. So to begin with, she said, I do not believe in sin, I believe in truth. Now, turn on the news. I think we hear sin a little bit, yes? Folks out there who are sinning. First of all, I don't know if she's saying we do not sin. I think what she's saying is sin has no power. Sin has no power over us. And remember, there's a couple different types of sin that's spoken about in the Christian language, one of which is original sin, which supposedly none of us have any power over, and we're all born that way. So she and I would disagree with that, and that the sin that we talk about here in Unity is missing the mark. So how often do humans give power to sin when an enemy says some kind of statement against you? Has that ever happened to anyone? Someone has said something against you, true or false, it upsets you. The upset says, I'm giving it power. Or how many times has our ego made a false statement against us? Just this morning, right? Yeah, happening all the time. The ego is telling us how we are failing in life. So how about if when this comes up for us, we recognize that idea of a flawed being a flawed being, is sin, also known as error, not of God, not aligned with truth. If we say that God is the same as truth, truth is the same as good, and all of those are the same as reality, then sin, error, is not of God and is not real. Understand what I mean when I use the word real today. Real is the core of metaphysics. Real is the essence of existence. Sin, error, is not the essence of existence. Good, truth, God is the essence of existence. So part of it is waking up when you hear it and recognizing this is not of God and therefore has no power over me. So let's stop listening to it and do something else. Turn our thoughts toward God. Turn our thoughts inward toward God. Paul kind of knew we were going to have this problem when he was writing to the Corinthians up here on the screen. He said, we destroy arguments and every proud obstacle raised up against the knowledge of God. I mean, that's it right there, right? We destroy those arguments raised up against God, and we take every thought captive to obey Christ, to obey the truth of God within us. So let's speak this affirmation together. I reject every error thought and keep my mind on divine truth. Okay, the next thing that Myrtle said was, I do not believe in want. I believe in abundance. Turn on the internet. I'm sure you're going to find a cause within 2 minutes that someone is raising funds for because they're short, right? So humans give power to lack all the time because we are using our sense consciousness. You know what I mean by sense consciousness? We are using our mind to be aware of only the things that we can touch and spend. Only the things that we can call material goods. I mean, that's actually the kind of the core of economics, right? Money, things you can spend. So that's humans' version. And when there's not enough of that, the feeling is, based on appearance, I'm going to be without. And of course, what did Jesus say about appearance? Don't judge by it. So when we move into that state of there's not enough, the thing that follows right behind that is maybe conflict with the person who does have enough, or at least fear, or perhaps depression. So this is why we want to get out of that state of consciousness. Myrtle said the substance of God is everywhere present. This is your solution to lack. The substance of God is everywhere present, as inexhaustible and free as the air we breathe. God's unfailing and abundant substance is bountifully able to fulfill every need. We take the substantial reality and bring it through into the manifest world. We do that. I talked to you last week, I think, about how the fact is you're not going to find a pile of money on your doorstep for the most part. Okay, that was kind of a joke. All right, so, but we take the idea of substance and bring it into manifestation just by thinking on it, just by meditating on the fact that we are breathing in this atmosphere of divine substance, and we simply form it based on the pictures in our mind and the heart that agrees with it. Thoughts and feelings and pictures. So let's affirm this together. I reject every error thought and keep my mind on divine abundance. Okay, she also said, I do not believe in death. I believe in life. I promise you, I promise every person on this planet, you will never die. I absolutely promise you that. I dare you to come looking for me after you die. You will never die. I'm not talking about your body. That's not who you are. You are spirit, and you're eternal. Now, most of us think in this physical body, we give, as humans do, give power to illness. So it might be that we're at the mercy of our family line, that our seasonal allergies are coming up. You might even have them on the calendar as to when to get your drugs. You probably have been thinking about how your parents died and what disease you might inherit from them. You might be planning on old age as being something painful for you. Not of God. And God is present, everywhere present, including in our bodies. God is our reality. God is light and life and vitality and renewal. And as we give our attention to that and agree with it and celebrate that in us, our body wakes up and listens to what the truth of it is and begins to fashion it and manifest it itself. This takes practice. Took Myrtle 2 years. We're going to talk about her healing journey later this month. So from Myrtle, she writes up here on the screen, God is life. We make that life into living. God in me is the power, omnipresent, ever active, all sufficient, ready to meet my every need. When our body is feeling weak, our work is to know this truth together. Let's say it. I reject every error thought and keep my mind on divine life. Here's one. I do not believe in ignorance. I believe in intelligence. Humans are great at giving power to ignorance. All we have to do is open our mouth and talk a little bit, and we might catch some of that. But that doesn't mean that's who we are. How many times do we claim for ourselves our ignorance, that we're not smart enough, that we don't know how, that you don't know how, nobody knows how, it just can't be done, it's too hard. That's as close to an error thought as we will come to claim our ignorance. So keep in mind that if God is our only reality, then the mind of God is our only reality. The wisdom of God is our reality. Ignorance does not exist in the mind of God. The only way that we wind up ignorant is because we've turned our thoughts away from that truth. Our job is to claim our oneness with knowing. I know. It's coming to me now. How many times have you said that? I know. It's coming. Here it comes. I can feel it. Call it forth. Claim the knowing that this is your reality. Myrtle said that as you change your thinking and bring it into line with truth principles, a transformation will take place in your consciousness. Your mind will become illumined, and you will be inspired with practical ideas that will enable you to succeed in a larger way. Before you know, own that you do. Speak it out loud. I know this. If Myrtle could take a textbook to bed and say, I want the solution to this, and then go to sleep on it and wake up with the solution, what's available to any of us? It's God expressing in each one of us. Let's affirm this together. I reject every error thought and keep my mind on divine intelligence. It's written in 1 John, I said it earlier this morning, that God is light, and in him is no darkness. Darkness is not a reality. Our work is to commune with only what is real. That's metaphysics. Being a metaphysician is setting aside what we're seeing in the physical dimension and putting our thoughts on the metaphysical, beyond the physical. All the realities of God in me. Whatever we need in the moment in the physical world, we have available to us from the spiritual dimension. Commune, put your mind on, rest in the idea of what is real. Communing with what is real. Let me finish with what Myrtle says. She said up here on the screen, when you drop thoughts of conditions and center your attention in God, think God only. And give thanks that God only is expressing and manifesting everywhere in the universe, you will speedily dissolve the old error beliefs and their counterparts in the manifest world. This is communion with God, an attitude of mind and heart that will lift you into a wonderful sense of oneness with God. And when the soul is lifted up and becomes positive, the body and the affairs are readily healed. I want that. Anyone else? Commune with God. That's how metaphysics works. Communing with what is real. So I'm going to invite you to take some time with me in the quiet here. And we'll do that. Let's just take a deep breath. Take one more deep breath and release it slowly. And as we begin to settle down, we can feel the physical world right here underneath us as our chair. And so we allow our entire body to relax into it. From this place of peace in our being, we remind ourselves there is only God. Though this chair feels stable, it is God that makes it real. The substance, the idea that makes it real. Become aware of your body. Feel your fingertips. Feel your forehead. Notice your toes. And recognize this life is God life, living as me. It is the natural wholeness of life that supports my well-being. And so for the next few minutes, maybe not a few minutes, but just for a little while, I want you to just be still and feel the divine life supporting the physical life in your body. Imagine it as perhaps a golden light that fills every molecule of your body. In addition to the fluids, the tissues, the cells, put your mind on the divine golden light of spirit that is the very source of your body. Notice it and appreciate it. Give thanks for it. Do that now. Come back into your mind now and notice what's going on in your life today. What's occupying your thoughts, requiring your attention and decisions? Notice anything in particular that seems to be concerning or difficult. Identify what that might be. And take a moment to recognize the human in me is concerned. But the reality is that divine mind is guiding me through this. I breathe into this situation with peace. Opening the door for the intelligence of the universe to show me. Trusting that the answers I seek are right before me, coming from my heart into my head, with ease, with clarity. And until I have that specific answer, when I think of this issue, I simply give thanks that the answer is coming. I am ready and receptive to divine intelligence. Just hold that thought and that feeling, grateful the intelligence is coming as you breathe into that. And now let's take a moment to think of people in our lives, those that we love easily, enjoy being with, are grateful for. And now also consider those who are difficult to be with, to think about. We choose in this moment to know their reality is my reality. Spirit is the source of their being, as well as mine. There's only one power working between us, which is God and good. As I turn my face away from the resistance, from the hurt, from the anger, I turn in the direction of harmony and goodwill. That is the reality of who I am. Peace and appreciation. That is my reality. And as I continue to know these truths, I know it for them and myself. Love is the only power working here. We breathe in a sigh of gratitude and relief, knowing that there's nothing working against us here. Only God's good, moving in and through our relationships. We call in that harmony and that power of love so that all things work together for good. This is the truth of our beings as we choose to let it be. And so we do. And so it is. Amen. Plenty of homework to do this week, right? Trust that you have the tools, the knowledge, the life, the love, the substance. Just let it flow through you. You are in charge of whether it comes through or not. And this time in our service is also an opportunity for us to let love come through us as we give, as we share our tithes and our love offerings. It's an opportunity for us to let love flow through our gifts, to allow not only the spiritual community to be sustained, but also to reach out to those who are watching online and making it possible for them to become metaphysicians as well. Thank you for doing that. And as we give, if you're giving online, if you'd like to go to our website, unityinnaperville.org, to make your donation, or send a check to our P.O. Box 9733 in Naperville. The zip is 60567. And let's bless this giving together. Up here on the screen, together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thank you. Ushers, will you come, please?
So this song was written by Leela. Wave your hand. Leela Seagull. Woo, beautiful song. She invited me in on the tail end of the process of writing it. I was grateful for that. It is called Interwoven. We are all one. to everything, interwoven, interwoven. We are all one, holy ones, born of the earth, divine since birth, interwoven, interwoven. We are all one, no separation. We take a stand, walk hand in hand, interwoven, interwoven. We are all one. Yes, everyone of every age, class, creed, and shade, interwoven, interwoven. We are all one, sacred companions. Beauty we bring to everything, interwoven, interwoven. And aligned as one, our time has come to walk in the sun, interwoven, interwoven. Sing that out. Interwoven, interwoven. Beautiful. Thank you, high school singers. High school band.
Do we have an announcer today? Come on up.
Come on up, baby.
Back to follow. Oh my goodness, I am so grateful. So grateful. Oh my.
No, you can't do that.
Can you hear me okay? It's on. Okay, good. Well, I'm Cindy Spees. I'll be sharing announcements with you today. If you... Better? Yes, thank you, thank you. I'm Cindy Spees. I'm sharing announcements with you today. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And if you haven't been here in a while and you're here today, that's even better. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are here for the first time, if you complete an orange registration card and turn it in at the information table, we will keep you apprised of all the events going on at Unity in Naperville. Today is the last day to drop off styrofoam. If you can help deliver it to Dart Container Corporation in North Aurora, which is only about 10 minutes away, please contact admin@unitynaperville.org. Okay. Monday Morning Metaphysics meets tomorrow online at 10 a.m. They are reading The Power of Decision by Oh, 10:30? Okay, it says 10. Okay. They are reading The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. Grief Support meets online tomorrow at 7 p.m. Join Reverend Kity's online class on the book, A Walk in the Physical, on Tuesday at 6:30. Each week stands alone, so come as you can. Read the book free online or order from Amazon. Advance registration is required at the information table by Tuesday, 6 p.m. You can contact unityinnaperville.org to receive the Zoom link, but they need you to register so you can get the link. This is a little bit high, so I'm kind of going up and down. Okay. Crafters Circle meets Friday at 6:30 p.m. at Unity. Energy of Spirit will conduct a special 2-hour session on Saturday, this Saturday, the 11th, at 10 a.m. The topic is techniques to maximize brain health as we age. And we'll also do a meditation chakra clearing. It's a very sacred experience. Please bring a yoga mat or a blanket and a pillow, because we'll be lying on the floor in the sanctuary. The love offering is $20. You can register at the info table. A lot of times people don't register online, because life gets busy and they're not sure if they can come, but they do come. And I need to know how many people are coming so I'm prepared. So if you could email me, or if you're wondering what my phone number is, I'll give it to you after. Okay. We invite our online viewers to join Reverend Kity next Sunday after service for our backroom discussion. Find the Zoom link on the event calendar at unityinnaperville.org. Join us Friday, May 17th for Bob Marley One Love Movie Night. Check the event calendar for more information. Prayer chaplain training with Reverend Kity will be held on Sunday, May 19th at 12 p.m. at Unity. Sign up in the front room or email Reverend Kity at unityinnaperville.org. Our prayer chaplain today is Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
Carol, yeah. Our prayer chaplains are happy to pray with you after service, or you can email your name and phone number to prayer@unityinnaperville.org, and the chaplain will call you today by 1 p.m. And now, Reverend Kity has a special announcement, and remember, all details you can find at our website, unityinnaperville.org.
So, you might be wondering what's happening next. You're all ready to eat. You're just sitting at your tables like little birdies with your mouths open. We're ready to feed you. We're just going to take a few minutes afterwards to bring the food in here. So everything's going to happen in here. We're going to put the drinks. Beth, where are you? She's probably right out there. I think the drinks are going to be in the other room. But because there's so many of us, we're going to eat in here today. And the plan will be food will get set up, help yourself, and after you eat, please go into the cafe and take a look at the new art gallery. There's actually some that are available for bidding, silent bidding, if you're interested in taking it home with you. So we'll keep you posted on that. There's forms out there near my office if you're interested. And they're donating some of the proceeds to Unity, so thank you for that. Once you've perused, come back in for dessert, and then we'll take a minute just to get to know each other and talk about the gallery and what we've seen and a few other fun things together, so we are communing. So food and fun and gallery and chatting with each other, that's what's planned from here until we're so full we can hardly move, and then you can go. Any questions? Okay.
Hey, Kity, you know what? For the people who brought their artwork in or part of the exhibition, can I invite them to stand? Can you stand? Yeah, thank you so much for participating in this way. And please know that, yes, they have these name tags on, because if you see their work and you have a question about that, or you just want to say, that's beautiful, I love that, please go and let them know.
And before we move on, who here helped create the meal today? Would you please stand? Yes. Come on, don't be shy. They're all. Yes, you're going to figure it out when you see somebody handling food. Just say thank you. Okay? And Carlos, big deal. You did a lot, so thank you so much. Okay, kidlets, we've got birthday Sunday, right, today?
Oh.
Yeah, who's born in May? Will you stand so we can sing to you?
I like that picture's name.
Kevin?
Karen, oh.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Happy birthday. I'm in a...
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Okay, one last song. Will you stand as you're
One
able?
more song, stand, yes indeed. And then, you know what, just really quick, say your name on the mic. Let them know who you are. Steve.
Mary Beth.
Mary Beth, let's get some volume.
Linda.
I'm Jen.
Volume.
Maureen.
Hold on just a second. I missed it entirely. Vadim, we'll start all over. Steve, make sure we have some, I think so.
In case you missed it, I'm Steve.
There it is, there it is.
I'm Mary Beth, like the Musketeers, right? All right, Linda.
I'm still Jen. And Maureen. I'm Leela.
I'm Juliet.
Give him a hand. And this song was written by our friend Juliet and Kim-Char, who comes in always at the end to get credit. Just throw my name up there. We'll sing this together. We are children of the living God. We are never alone. Born of the same love. We are one. One in harmony. One family. We are one. We are so shining bright, hearts open wide, lit by the flame of love. We are light, one in harmony, one family. We are light. Together we stand, hand in hand. In unity, with love and care, with song and prayer, in sacred community. Ooh, we are children of the living God. We are never alone. Born of the same love. We are one. One in harmony. One family. In community. You and me. One in harmony. One family. In community. You and me. One in harmony. You know what's happening here. One family. Point to your neighbor. In community. Or you and me. We are one. We are one.
Great music today, you guys. Beautiful music. Thank you so much for making this such a special Sunday. So grateful. Yeah. Let's take a look at our closing affirmation up here on the screen. Together, I reject every error thought and keep my mind on God. How hard is that, people? Come on. Hey, so just a reminder of the celebration we're having today. You created that out there, that fabulous new cafe. Give yourself a hand. And I don't know if you've noticed yet, but if you were here on Easter when we had our first opening there, we celebrated and blessed the cafe. It is now posted. Your picture's up there. The blessing is up there on the screen over the coffee pot, so make sure and take a look at that. And just really enjoy today and celebrate God's good, okay? And give us a few minutes to get food out here, and then chow down, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Love you.
Let's sing that again. Online, thank you. We are children of the living God. We are never alone. Born of the same love. We are one. One in harmony. One family. We are one. We are so shining bright. Hearts open wide. Lit by the flame of love. We are light. One in harmony. Yeah. One family. We are light. Here we go. Together we stand. Hand in hand. In unity, with love and care, with song and prayer, in safety.